Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome along to another Paul Drew spinning session, also known as the Studio Rats Live Q&A number 113. My name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
And you are very welcome to our shindig, our takeover of the internet. It's been a busy week. It's been in fact, I don't even know what you've been up to because I came around on Thursday round to your gaff and have been busy ever since. It feels like it was a month ago I came over, but it's all good. So what have you been up
to? I've been doing videos for the Chanel. I've been buying some studio things, nothing that's interesting guitar-y wise.
Just on detail. What have you been buying?
Like camera lens. I bought a new camera lens and I bought some light soft boxes just to make things look a bit better in the studio, because I'm trying to every year I just try and upgrade a little bit just to make
that makes
things
sense. I do something similar, yeah.
Upgrades
are greater than ever.
What's that?
This year my upgrades are bigger than ever, I'll be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. But what have you been up to?
So I went to see a Swedish furniture specialist today.
Oof. Nasty.
That was a painful experience and expensive, but that's mainly a house thing. The build is going well and going badly all at the same time. There's now all the timbers are in for the roof. We were hoping to have the roof.
Picture or what? Have you got a picture?
I haven't yet. Hang on, what have I got? Let me have a quick showy telly on my phone. Hang on a second. In fact, I have got. So I'll play you a little video, a videoage.
Whoa, look at that.
So that is the roof, all the roof beams in place.
So it looks very flat. I thought it was going to be angled.
It is angled, but obviously you've got, I think it's about 6 degrees. It's not a great deal.
Right.
But it's enough to, it's enough to do what you need to do. It's enough for the rain to drip off, which is all important. We've got, so today's joygasm, if I'm allowed to say that, was we started to put the roof boards on, like the big 8x4 sheets of plywood, and the stuff that's been sat out on site for quite some time turns out is rubbish.
Is that because
it's nothing to do with the fact it's been on site for a while? That was the first thing they said. They went, no.
Is it the fact that it might have got wet previously and now it's been out in the hot weather and it's all just gone?
It's just, if it got wet, it was before it came to me.
Yeah.
If the knots had all fallen out, you'd see the knot remnants in the stack, wouldn't you? This is just rubbish material, absolute shite. So I'm now trying to deal with that. That's another thing I have to deal with. We're hoping the guys are on site, so we're going to start putting windows and door frames in and things like that while they can't do the roof. There are some solutions. If the company who I bought it from, I won't name names at this stage, don't play ball, there are some solutions, and it involves me and 2-pack. And I don't mean the late wrapper, I mean 2-pack glue filling in all these holes, of which there will probably be a billion.
Nasty.
That could be a nice weekend. I mean, I've got a weekend of I'm trying to think of an IKEA type furniture joke, but I'm struggling. There's a weekend of unwrapping a Swedish model or something. I don't know. But I might end up on the roof filling in holes, which would not be very exciting. But hey, other than that, I've done. We did a new video with Antelope, didn't we, last week? And I've been editing that. That looks really good.
That come out all right. I didn't see the. Obviously, haven't seen it, but
not yet. It's gone to approval from Antelope, and then it will go up on YowTube. There's nothing not to like about it. It's really cool. It's a bit techie, bit nerdy, but the music's good. The guitar playing is good. Thanks to my friend and colleague, Mr. Paul Drew. And yeah, it's good. It's come out well. Very pleased.
Nice.
Hoping everyone out there in internet land is well. I will paste the links. So anybody who feels the need to come and chat, please do. We would love to have you on. Just make sure you've copy that link into a web browser, and it will take you through the process. We'll then add you in. Don't worry, you don't go live without me telling you. But
I can't see a thing, by the way. So for some reason, I've been logged out and I cannot see any comments. James can have to post them.
Yeah, I will make sure everything is posted, and we will start at the very beginning. As Julie Andrews said, it is a very good place to start. We will start with this one.
Mr. Moxie says, how light is there to be an update with the aux so that its various cabs and effects can come through the amp and not the studio monitors? I've got my Cat and Prince in tandem and it sounds fab. Sounds great. That's not going to, I don't think
that's enough firmware update. I think that's hardware.
That's a piping update. Yeah. Pet, if you want to do that, you've got to go and get, if you look behind my shoulder there, the black
tube amp expander.
You've got to get the tube amp expander. It's the only one that does it.
Yeah.
If you want to do that. And then you get sort of the universal audio effects. You get the delay and you get the plate. What's the plate called?
Pure plate.
Yeah, it's like pure plate. Yeah, it's the plate plugin.
He also says
there's a sonic overload at the moment. What with 2 amps and studio monitors all hitting me off my stall. Yes, you're going to be. It's going to be.
But what a way to go!
Yeah, nice one. Yeah. So are you happy with the? Are you happy with the bad cat? Let us know.
He also says,
"Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much indeed." Let's dive in.
Nedabido says, not sure I'll make it live tonight, but I want to say hi. Got my huge board today. Rockboard Sync 5.3. 81 by 42 centimeters.
That's probably the size of my board, I think.
Probably not far off my boards. Actually, yeah. That's probably the size of my board as well. Got to set it up these coming days. It's for studio. Perfect then.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't take my big board out.
Likewise, I wouldn't take my big board out.
It's for studio. I'm not gigging this heavy. Ha ha ha. Nice one. Exciting stuff. New toys chat. Yes, there is. Yes. Oh. Well, Lee's got new toys. Yeah, come on.
Come and join the party. You are more than welcome, Lee. Anytime.
I've got a show and tell as well.
Yeah.
Evening all and evening Rugrats. As my most significant other has just called you.
Oh well, I can go with that. Yeah.
Big bold baby. Dave McQuillan is in the house. Good evening to all my fellow rodents. Hope life is treating you well. Look, and there we go. You want to check out Dave?
Hi, do you like how I'm doing this with the what's it called? The lens flare.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Is your camera gone?
No, because it's the camera and the thing. I've got lights behind me. I've got these little kind of colory jobbies. I thought it was nice. Yeah, I thought it looked quite nice. The color change action.
Nice.
At this point,
hold on a second. By the way, James, you need to polish that 2p or that 1 penny.
Why?
It's going tarnished. Give it a nice polish.
We're going tarnished. It's just
get some brasso on it. Get some brasso on that, mate.
At this point, we welcome Mr. Lee Abram to the chat, to the event.
There he is,
sir.
How are we doing, chaps?
All right, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I got some new toys. I told you about them the other week, actually, but they've all arrived now. And do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right.
If I can get the iPad right. Settings.
I'm getting seasick.
Back camera. Right.
There it is.
It took forever to arrive because DPD lost the first one.
Oh, nasty! No, you won't regret that, mate. That's a cracking pedal. You happy with it?
I think so. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a sec.
Okay. Hold on. Can I just see your settings? Can you just go back and let me just have a look at your settings, and then we'll talk about. Come down a bit. Okay. Then where's the sustain level blend? Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. Right, another Chinese doofler.
Another Chinese doofler. So it's the little brother
of the mega one. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right, and that.
Yes. You happy
Very
with that?
nice.
Yeah. Now I don't know whether we can.
Jesus, you're boosting 125, aren't you?
Now I don't know whether we can. Do you want to hear this? Because I was really impressed with this. I don't know whether it will come out.
I guess I've frozen it.
You have frozen, yeah. Oh, you're back now. You're back.
Can you hear that? Okay.
Yep. We're getting more of the acoustic signal than the actual amp.
Is that any better?
It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. We can definitely hear what's going on.
Okay, right. So this is that's guitar directed DAW. No, going straight through the interface, coming straight out of the monitors. That's nothing.
Yep.
Okay. Now this is going to sound particularly nasty, but this is the cheap Chinese Dapper thing, just with the drive switched on. Okay.
Doesn't sound nothing.
Now,
sounds good to me.
So there's no cab treatment on there whatsoever. That is just dirty pedal going out of the speakers. Now, if I kick the EQ in, I've been working quite hard on trying to emulate a cabinet with the EQ. Okay, so I'll kick it in now. See what you think.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
I was pretty amazed with that, how good that sounds actually. So I'll just turn it off again. And then on.
To be honest though, I mean that does sound great. But your DI'd overdrive pedal doesn't sound particularly DI'd. It doesn't sound
bad at all.
That doesn't sound bad. Are you sure that hasn't got some sort of speaker? Might be the sound that we're getting through the internet and coming through your speakers.
Could be, yeah. No, it sounds pretty trashy this end.
Okay, that's great, mate. Good job.
So this little thing has got. So if you turn the drive off but keep the EQ pedal on, you almost get like a clean amp type sound. And then this little thing has got chorus in it and delay.
That's quite nice.
Certainly heard worse.
Keeley compressor as well. Not that you could probably hear that, but so all I was going to say is, you know my love of keeping things small and simple and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about this EQ pedal, this Source Audio EQ pedal, is basically 3 pedals in one. So it's an EQ pedal which I've tailored to kind of sound like a cabinet. So that's job number 1. Job number 2, it's got a noise gate in it.
Oh.
So it's going to keep things nice and quiet, which it does do. And job number 3, it's got 4 different presets in it. So, and you can step through them with the foot switch. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so basically I've set 1 to rhythm volume, 2 boosted to lead volume, because you can boost the volume. And then 3 is back to rhythm volume, and then 4 is lead volume again. So each time I press it, it goes rhythm, lead, rhythm, lead, rhythm, lead. In terms of volume.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so that's the plan. So 3 pedals in one, absolutely fantastic. And you can control it with the you get like a desktop app to download, so it's easier to edit on the screen. Plugs in via USB.
Cool. Yeah,
plugs in via USB, and you can edit on the screen. So yeah, I'm going to get this out this weekend.
Do you remember when effects pedals first started showing up with USB, and we all went, "We'll never use that," and then all of a sudden we go, hang on a second. So I'll pop out in a second because I want to get my latest acquisitions for the studio. I've got a few show and tell things to do today as well, which would be quite good fun.
Okay. Is it boring stuff though? Is it boring stuff?
No, it's really cool.
Okay, you can do that. Okay.
So what were you going to say about the Keeley compressor settings then?
Yeah. Well, no. That's pretty good. Don't be. Let me grab mine, and I'll show you. I'll show you my settings. Actually, I've got this new. I mean, you probably saw if you watched the studio tour video. I've got this. I don't know where I put it actually. Hold on. It
For
was.
those of you watching in stereo, we can now see Paul's bottom.
God, is that a Strandberg on top of that box?
No, that's my no. See, that's my show and tell for today.
Oh,
I can't find it, but I would say what you want to do. Are you definitely using the Keeley compressor with the humbucker?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. You got it on the right setting. Then I would wind the mix back a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
Only from like personal preference and knowing the pedal. I mean, not from what I can hear because we can't really hear in that sort of detail.
No,
but
no.
What don't you like about it, or what are you unsure about?
So, I kind of want it to behave a bit like a tube screamer. So I want it to act as a bit more sustained. No, I don't. Sorry, that's probably the wrong way of saying it. So the only thing I like about a tube screamer is the sustain you get when soloing.
Right.
So it's the sustain I was looking for.
If you want sustain, you need a compressor with attack and release controls.
Right.
So that's what the Boss compression sustainer is for that. The blue one.
Yeah. You see, the thing about sustain is what it's doing as the note dies. You're letting. Okay, the thing about sustain on a compressor, you let that transient come through, so you have a slow attack, so that you can hear that pop transient, and then as your guitar signal starts to die in volume, the compressor is sort of leveling out the volume. Yeah. You can do it with I mean, you can definitely do it with that compressor. But the Keeley Plus compressor is what I would say is like a Nashville style compressor. It's that sort of. It's really clean.
Yeah, very clean.
I love it. I love it personally. But if you want to do all that if you want to do more sustained stuff, and you're not going to get the sustain you're going to get out of a tube screamer, you're probably going to need one with attack and release controls.
Okay. What about the MXR Dynacomp?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a harsher compressor, but again, I don't think that's got attack and release control. It's definitely it definitely does more of that thing, where it's a harder compressor. If you want that sort of thing, you might actually just want to forget about the mix control on the Keeley Compressor Plus. Crank it up full.
So crank the sustain up full.
No. So crank your blend. I think it's called blend or mix. I can't remember.
Blend. Yeah.
Okay.
Blend.
Crank the blend up full, so you're getting 100% compression.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. So the humbucker soon coils. The humbucker one is going to let through a little bit more transient. So keep it on the humbucker setting. And just play with the EQ. I think the EQ is really handy on that, because if you've got like a dull sounding guitar, you can crank up the EQ, and so play with the EQ to taste, and you'll find a setting for it. It's one of the best compressors, I think.
Am I right in thinking that the tone knob is only additive? So basically 0 is unity.
Oh, that's a good point. I think so. I think it is.
I think it is. So 0 is unity. So it only adds. It doesn't take away.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right.
Okay. All right. Well, it only arrived a couple of days ago, so I've got a few days to change my mind.
You might find that you're looking at the wrong sort of effect. If you don't want to, if you want a tube scream, try and find like a. I mean, something like the Thorpe Peacekeeper is really good at. You can basically get a clean. You can basically mimic the exact sound with clicking the pedal on and off. And there are pedals that do that. And then you can just blend it in, and maybe just turn the drive up a little bit.
Shall I tell you kind of what my problem is and what I'm aiming for? Because whenever when I play live, I like a fairly decent amount of gain on my rhythm sound. I like it fairly chuggy.
Yep.
Then when I go for a solo, there's never quite enough sustain. So quite a lot of the time I've been using tube screamer, but more often than not with a tube screamer, as soon as you turn it on and do a volume boost, which is what I do, it's how I play, I'm immediately getting overload and too much gain, too much volume, and I just, so it's the tube screamer is obviously adding a tiny bit of gain, and it's giving that mid bump as well that we all know. And those are the bits that I don't necessarily want from a tube screamer. I just want the level sustain boost out of it, which is why I thought a compressor would be a better option.
No, you're not going to get a tube screamer. As you said, tube screamer's got that mid boost. That's why tube screamer works so well with something like a Fender amp, because Fender, traditionally Fender amps are mid scooped. So the tube screamer pushes the mid back into it. So you get that sort of Stevie Ray Vaughan sound.
I don't necessarily want that. I don't want the mid bump. I don't want the mid bump.
If you don't want the mid bump,
the gain.
Get rid of
the sustain.
Get rid of the just get rid of the tube screamer.
Yeah.
It's not going to work with what you want, and get something like I'm trying to think the stuff that I've got that you'll like. The Thorpe Peacekeeper's really good. The Exotic Effects BB preamp, especially the Andy Timmons one.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. I mean,
if you're ever up this way, if you're up this neck of the woods, you come and try them out. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, cool.
You're not that far away, are you?
No, Southampton. I'm actually off work next week as well, so who knows?
Well, they are then. Pop up.
Yeah. Okay.
Stick
all right.
the kettle on, as they say.
Put the kettle on, yeah.
Yeah, nice one. Okay, chaps. All right. Well, I'm gonna gig it this weekend anyway, and just see what it's like.
Yeah.
See if I like it, and if not, then it might.
I'm trying to think. If there's anything else? If there's anything else here that I could recommend as a...
the only compressor I know that does that and is well within most people's price range, and if you can find one on eBay, better still, is the Boss compression sustainer.
The Boss one. Yeah.
It's really good, but it's very hard. It's a very hard compressor. It's like you play a note and it goes.
Yeah, but I mean, certainly I know if you want that kind of. Well, I've used it to get that kind of jazz play the chords with your thumb sound. You know what I mean? That kind of we want it absolutely everything even as heck. But I mean, I remember using that on a Marshall with a fairly well cranked tone and going, this rings forever.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I would say about the Keeley one as well is it introduces quite a lot of noise into the chain. It's quite noisy. Have you found that?
No.
But remind me what if you were well dialed back on the old blend pot, you wouldn't get so much noise.
No, possibly. I tried it with different power supplies as well, because usually it's power supplies that cause you problems, isn't it?
What are you using as your amp? What is your amp or your amp simulator that you're using?
Well, so it's this cheap Chinese thing, and it's the EQ2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you've only just got that. What were you using before?
I've only just got the Keeley compressor. I've only used it with this setup. I haven't used it. I used it in front of the PC, the Mac PC. God, don't swear, Lee. I used it in front of the Mac, so just to try it out to see whether it caused any hissing issues there, and it did actually. So I used it in front of a plugin, like Bias or something.
See, I think with all this stuff you're buying, because you do tend to buy a lot of stuff, and you're buying a lot of stuff. You might as well just go and buy like a Kemper or an Axe-Fx or something, and then just be done with it all.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, either that or just give up guitar and buy a new car or something.
No.
You can't do that at the moment because you can't get new cars at the minute. I've been trying. I've been told that my new car that I ordered in December might be ready by October.
Yeah.
I used to buy new cars, and I've just bought one that's 18 months old.
Nice. That's what you want.
A lot cheaper, and I got it within a week.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know
you can't write those off as lease cars, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I know what you mean, Paul. Yeah, but half of the enjoyment is the chase, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Then, that sort of chase, you could be incorporating that chase with creating patches or creating sounds for yourself and getting inspired by that. I don't know, just a thought. I love the idea. You should come and try the Axe-Fx. I think for you, I think you'll really like it because you're used to that sort of non-amp sort of environment.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're really pricey though, aren't they? I mean, I'm only spending sort of 100 quid here, 200 quid there, but they're like $3,000, aren't they?
No, they're not that much. But the thing is, those 100, 200 quids over a year, they add up to quite a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but I mean, if I buy brand new, I can always send it back within a couple of weeks if I don't like it.
Yeah.
So you end up getting your money back. But resale value on stuff has been okay as well. So, but yes, I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I might be in touch then.
Nice one, mate. Yeah, look forward to it. You take care, mate.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Cheers, mate. Cool. We like new toys. New toys are always good. Let's keep going.
Good morning from Brisbane. Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning, Thomas.
Marky Effects. Hello, everyone. Hi, Mark. Max Hodges. Oi, what's up?
I always want to do the advert. What's up? Because I'm sad like that.
Gary's in the house. Good day, fellas, from Ontario. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Yes.
Stephen James. Good day from Brisbane. Ridiculous Wonk. Greetings from New Jersey.
They're all. I love the fact that the Rat Pack is now all over the world. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
loving it.
All over the world, yeah. Renee Pedersen says, "Good evening. Good evening. Is it Renee or Renee?"
I'd say that's Renee.
Renee. Okay, we'll go Renee. Noise Monkey. Evening, guys. I'm thinking of building my own studio in the garden. Thanks for the walkthrough the other day, James. Hope all is going well. Oh, nice one, Noise Monkey.
You won't regret it because you just won't. Working out of the house is the best thing ever at the moment. Working in the house is being quite challenging. But also getting this project finished is being quite challenging as well. I will see it through. I'm running out of money rapidly. As you can imagine, it's quite scary. The eBay hounds might be calling soon to get this past the post. But hey, we'll work it out.
Mm-hmm.
Going.
Paul, I love your. Actually, he hasn't got a name. It's just a hyphen. Paul, I love your guitar playing on Drifting in the Dark. Oh, thanks, mate. I've trouble recreating the sound, and I was wondering if you could share your signal chain. I'm gonna have to listen to Drifting in the Dark again.
That's bung 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 bung.
Oh, it's that one. That would have been.
It wasn't terribly advanced. It wasn't terribly involved, was it?
No, I can't remember what I used, but I would have thought. Do you know what? Actually, I'm gonna need to have a look. I can't remember how old it was. Probably my divided by 13 amp that's now gone. With some Universal Audio delays, and there'll be loads of effects going on, like compressors and reverbs and that sort of stuff. I'll have a look though. Yeah, great. But thank you for the compliment, and I will have a look. We'll see if we can do that. Killer Chickens, that's a new one. Yeah. Boss GT1000 Core does seem to lose all oomph when connected to my ID14 via guitar port into GarageBand. USB sounds better, but not great either. Suggestions? Thanks.
It sounds like you're going through too many stages of preamp because your ID14 is an audio interface. The guitar port is an interface. That's why.
Guitar port?
The guitar port is an interface.
Yeah, where does it say guitar port?
Via connected to my ID14 via guitar port.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yeah. What do you mean by guitar port? As in like line 6?
Yeah, that's what it says to me. Or is he plugging into the DI? Probably. Okay, plugging into the DI into GarageBand. USB sounds better.
Okay,
but not either.
Well,
where's the USB? Where's the USB coming from?
It's coming from the Bosch GT1000 Core. So, there's. I have got a suggestion.
Yep.
First of all, make sure that the sound that you want to get, just plug some headphones into it and just make sure that you're happy with the sound in your headphones. I would say what's happening is you're plugging into a high Z input on the ID14. I'm thinking that because it's got guitar port. Are there high Z inputs on the ID?
There are, yes. There's a JFET DI on the front.
Okay. No,
go into the line input.
You want to go to line inputs. On the ID14, it has got line inputs. It
has, yes, yeah, it has.
Do that.
Don't use the DI. Don't use the JFET DI. Go into the line of inputs.
Yeah, go into the line of inputs, and also, what's the other thing I was going to say? Balanced outputs, balance in. Is the ID14? Is it balanced?
Yes.
Balanced. Yeah. Okay. So you go balanced out of the GT1000 core to balanced in on the ID14, and you'll probably find that by I haven't got a lead handy.
So
it will look like,
basically, it needs to be a TRS style jack, tip, ring, sleeve. If it's got just a tip and a sleeve, that is an unbalanced cable, and it needs. Some people will call it a stereo cable, a stereo jack. TRS, tip, ring, sleeve.
Yes.
That should get you going. We should also go.
Mr. Waller, you
Thank
generous
you, sir.
man, you sir. John Waller says, for all the content I've watched over the last 2 years since getting back into playing guitar, this is just a small amount of the percentage I spend on gear you guys recommend. Thanks, mate.
Well, we're sorry about that, but we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to know about that guitar. We had a look at it last week, and I said, is that a Kiesel? What is that guitar? Because it looks awesome. It's got like a black back with a yellow top on it. I love that. I want to know what that is. Yeah, John, you got to come and show us that. But thanks, mate. That's really kind. Jao Pinheiro says having the effects come through the guitar cab requires attenuating the signal to line level, processing that, and amplifying it back to the speaker level. The aux doesn't have the amplification stage. That's true. It doesn't. That's why the Boss Tube Amp Expander works brilliantly for that sort of thing. If you want to use effects and stuff from the Tube Amp Expander, it's a brilliant unit. I mean, the Boss is the aux is a great unit, but the Boss one is really suitable for that. I love it for live stuff.
He goes on to say,
you could do it by pairing with the aux with another power amp. That's very true. But then that's hold on. No, you couldn't do that. I was just having a thought. Yeah, you could do, but then that sort of defeats the object. I guess with the Boss Tube Amp Expander, you've got that. Max Hodges said it's got a speaker and mic on it. His monitor speaker and his phone mic. Hold on. It's got a speaker and mic on it. His monitor speaker and his phone mic. So
he goes on to say
he also has background noise cancellation cutting in on his phone occasionally.
This is when Lee was playing using his but Max, although that is absolutely true, we also know that StreamYard, the system we use for bringing the stream to you, isn't wonderful when it comes to music playback. So yes, we know there are issues with the audio playback. That's why StreamYard is not terribly good for that. I have just ponied up for another year of StreamYard, and I might end up ponying up for the HD upgrade, which I think does have better audio than 720. So yeah, if you think it's worth it, I'll do it.
Nice. David Bruce, let's hear you rip. Lee, let's hear you rip. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to hear Lee rip as well. You have to come back.
Get some juice out of him. Yeah.
Matt is in the house. Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Hi Matt, hope you're doing well. Matt's just bought a lovely new guitar that actually, Matt should come on and show us.
Definitely.
Pet says, love the Bad Cat so far, Paul. Nice compliment to the Prince Tone. I was thinking of the Boss as an alternative instead of another aux box. Yeah, it's a shame you're not more local, mate. You'd be more than welcome to come and I've got them all. You can come and try them all out and see which one you like. Yeah, if you're ever down this way, you'd be more than welcome.
Now this is funny.
There's a video coming out tomorrow about it. It's going back actually because it's a loan. It was a loan item.
Right.
Should we talk about it now?
Go on then. Get the PCSE woodwork project out. It looks like something you'd stick under your arm and kind of go.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you know what? I mean, I think it looks quite cool. I mean, when I say cool, I don't mean like it looks like, probably.
If Marty McFly played guitar in the second Back to the Future movie, that's what he'd play.
Yeah. Is it
fan fret or is it?
Yeah, fan fret as well. Yeah, it's fan fret and multi-scale. You've got the multi-scale bridge. obviously for the fan frets. It's actually really good. It is actually really good. There's a couple of things about it that I don't like.
Okay, tell us the things you don't like.
Well, shall I do that, or shall I just let people watch the video tomorrow?
Oh, well, actually, yeah, just watch the video tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. I'll tell you. Well, okay.
How's the balance?
Okay, so hold on. I'll go back a bit. I mean,
very good.
It's built to perfection. It's just like it's.
Is that an expensive one?
No. This is actually, I think, one of their cheapest ones. It's Indonesian made. They're not cheap.
Right.
I think they're still about sort of 1,600 quid.
Right.
But it's a telly, so you've got the telly pickup and the two telly pickups, 3-way switch, tone and volume. Thing I thought was interesting. Can you see the neck? Can you see what happens with? Can you see that it's sort of? Let me see if I can.
Oh yes. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's flat almost. Is it? Is it flat at the top?
It's flat. It's flat.
Yeah.
So it's smaller there, and as you can see, as you go further up the neck,
you get more angle.
Yeah.
And is that what they call it? Is that like they refer to as a compound radius?
No. This is compound radius is the
top. Yes, of course. Yeah. Sorry.
It's called. They call it an endure neck. So the idea of it, what it wants you to do, is to have your thumb
in the middle of the neck all the time,
which is great. Yeah, hold on. There we go. You can see now. So as you move down the fingerboard, the thumb sort of stays in the perfect position, and that's great
if you've got really good technique.
Well, the thing is, what would you class as good technique?
Well, perfect. Alan Holdsworth, for example, is perfect technique.
Well, yes, it's perfect sort of classical technique, as in like.
But it's not Gary Moore stick your thumb over the top, is it?
Right. Because, and again, still, as far as I'm concerned, hold on, my doorbell's going off. As far as I'm concerned, that's still perfect technique to have your thumb over the top of the fingerboard.
I know, but it's not classical technique, is it?
So what I want to do when I'm playing this, is when I do a bend, on a normal Telecaster, my thumb wants to go over the top. But what you end up doing is your thumb, that you do a bend like that, which is weird because you're almost like pulling down with the thumb. Does that make sense? As opposed to gripping the thumb like that, you're pulling down with the thumb and bending, it is a better technique. The only thing I would say is that if you play these, I think you can only if you practice on this, you can only probably play this.
Right, interesting.
Because you couldn't then go back and play with the things that we adapt, like the thumb over the top technique.
Yeah.
The fan frets is really good because if I play a bar chord there, as I move up, your finger does tend to
moves around there,
and it's perfect. I mean, it's perfectly designed. I mean, he's an engineer, the guy that Ola Strandberg who designed it. No, it's brilliant. And I tell you what, you would expect it to have like no sustain,
but it does.
It's just I don't even know if it's going to come through.
There's a lot going on there, a
lot going on there. So it's actually really good. But would I buy one? It's a different story. It's not it's still not a Telecaster, but I've been really impressed with it.
Interesting. Cool. Thank you for that.
That.
Yeah.
D Mac with his DS1, I like that. TC Electronic pedals where you beam your tone setting from your phone still blows my mind. Yeah.
What's it called? Tone
Print.
Tone Print. That's the one. Yeah, really clever.
Yeah. Really good. Yeah. Dan Electro Daddio. What's Dan Electro Daddio?
Well, I've got a Dan Electro there.
Oh, that guitar is so good.
Better still when it was 110 quid.
Yeah, you need to fix that. That neck was starting to go a little bit.
Yeah, it'll probably calm down when it gets back into a cooler temperature.
Yeah. Shep says, at Pet Moxie, Jow, you may have something out there. you might have something there out of the aux line out. Power amp, then into the speaker. Can't remember who does the power amp pedal. Harley Benton do a version. The only thing is, if you do that, you'd have to go into an FR speaker.
Yards.
Because you wouldn't want to go into a guitar speaker because it's
No, that would sound terrible.
So you wouldn't need a power amp. You just go and get an FR speaker. But then it's almost like it's if you go and buy a Princeton and a Bad Cat, you want the sound of the cabinet. So I would say, I think everyone needs to forget this and just go and buy a tube amplifier.
Yep.
Max Hodges says, keep the gain down, use the EQ to taste, drive the level a bit. What are we talking about here?
Lee's setup, I think.
Yes, and I would say definitely if Lee wasn't using digital gear.
Yes, yeah.
You don't want to be crunching into the front end of a... Lee, try a Ryra clone, volume treble, 12 o'clock gain off after your other gain pedals. Yeah. I still think I've got a Ryra clone. I see it
in one of the drawers of Pedal Doom.
I know, I can see it. And it's, yes, I would say so. The only thing, the Klon style pedals still have a bit of a mid bump, but yes.
Yeah.
Nice though. Good pedals. Max says compressors used with makeup gain inherently increase noise floor.
Yeah, because the compressor is bringing everything, it's not just bringing the volume up, it's bringing the noise floor up, all the hiss up as well.
Yeah. John Wallace says, afternoon, gents. Just got the news. I've been promoted to do my best not to buy another. Oh, well done, mate. Good job.
Very well done.
No, go and buy something. Go and treat yourself. K. Michael P in the house. Oh, I'm late.
I'm late.
Pet says, have either of you used the stereo inputs on UAFX? I'm only using mono thus far. No.
No, I haven't.
I'm trying to think. Did I use? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I plugged the golden reverberator out. I plugged a Boss GT1. No, IR 200 into that with stereo. Yes.
Cool.
In the land of Paul's favorite guitar, aka Telly, thoughts on the new T series Ibanez guitars, AZS series, i.e. model AZS. James, can you read that out for me? And I'll check it out. Let's have a look. Ibanez, go on.
AZS.
AZS, yeah.
2200. Q.
Yeah. Q.
Yes.
And that's it. Okay.
That's it.
Oh, I like it.
Title, no.
Okay, let's have a look. Hold on, StreamYard. Let me share my business. Share screen.
I will say when.
Let me show you these tips again. Why is it doing all this? Wait a minute.
Say when.
Ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Here we go. Ooh.
It's pretty, isn't it?
That does look like the, what's her name? The Brazilian girl.
What's her name? Yes.
Larry. Yes.
Larry. Yeah. Let's click on one. Sold out. So it's got a mini humbucker.
Nice.
It's got like a quilted top on it. It's nice, isn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And that's really different, actually, and that would actually be good in anyone's collection, even if you've got a telly, because you've got the mini humbucker and you've got a trem on a telly.
Yeah, exactly. That's not going to sound like your average telly.
No, I don't know what the switch is. Is it active? Or maybe that's a switch for the mini humbucker to split.
Maybe. Nice. I like that.
Yeah, nice. Okay, coming out.
Yep.
I'm out. Okay. Ridiculous wonk. If you need stage volume and use a modeler, what's your go-to solution? Power amp into guitar cab, straight into effects return of combo amp, line 6 power cab. Okay, let me read this again. If you need stage volume, use a modeler, what's your go-to solution? Power amp into guitar cab, straight into effects return. Okay. And out of those options, I go line 6 power cab.
Yeah, FR every time.
Yeah.
And that way, what you can do, because let's face it, these days, most venues we play have issues with front of house sound. So what I would be tempted to do is put the FR cab in front of me as an extra monitor.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'd then give the front of house PA a balanced stereo pair.
Yeah.
And, they can deal with that. And you've got a really nice guitar tone coming straight back at your face.
I think what I would do with that, I would go for the 2x12 line 6 power cab if you can possibly afford it, because I think it's a stereo input, and then you can use the full benefits of your modeler, so stereo effects, that sort of stuff.
I don't know how much a line 6 power cab is, but a pair of 10-inch full range altos or something like that, or a pair is great because you get all your stereo effects and you really enjoy playing.
Yeah.
You don't have to get a line 6 power cab. You haven't got to get the one that's got did you have the Friedman one?
I had the Friedman one. Yeah.
It doesn't have to. It could be a generic PA cab. It could be a pair of JBL. What are the plastic ones called? The weird shaped one? Eons. You could pick up a pair of JBL Eon 10s for next to nothing these days, and they're great.
Yeah, I do agree with you. The only thing about the line 6 power cab is that the speaker is voiced for guitar. That's the only thing. I mean, you're talking like a little percentage of difference, but yeah, I agree.
A pair of power PA cabs would be a great solution.
But I think James hit the nail on the head. A pair as opposed to singular.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron's in the house. So are you taking the axe to gigs now or a tube amp? And when you use a tube amp, do you use 4 cable method or run everything into a clean amp? Cheers. So Aaron, do you know what? The axe, I'm utterly blown away with the axe effects. So to be honest, that's what I'm going to be using now.
I've got a gig for you, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Function gig with me.
Hey, we'll have some of that. I'll bring the axe effects.
I'm just confirming.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay, yeah, nice one. It will give me plenty of notice.
I will do. I'll do the set list. Don't worry.
Great.
My name's not Litchfield.
Yeah, please, Litchfield. Do you know what, Aaron? I've never even tried 4 cable method. So, have I?
I used to do it on when I used the SansAmp PSA 1 live.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Nice.
But I haven't done it since.
Yeah.
I also had a Yamaha. Oh, what was that thing called? It was like a Yamaha half-U rack that was studio effects, but I used to use it as my guitar effects because it had a bypass pedal in it that you could use as a increment decrement on the patches, and it was brilliant. And it was the only reverb effect that I knew at the time that had early reflection settings on it. So you could make your reverbs really guitar friendly.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice one.
But yeah, 4 cable method is it's great, but you've got to have pre-make all your cables and get everything bound together, and just so it makes it an idiot proof.
What you mean? So it's neat and stuff. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're faffing at gigs, and the guitar player who turns up with a pedal board and 2 cables is set up in a lot quicker time.
Do you know what? I think I'm so used to, especially over lockdown, and I have been before that from working in the studio, from monitoring guitar off of studio monitors, that I sort of prefer that to actually having an amp behind me. So, and it sounds a bit weird because I think everyone else is the opposite of that. But to me, having like in-ears and being able to control the mix and having it sound like a record, to me is more important than having like my trousers being flapped by a 4x12.
I think it's different if you're on a big stage and you can have air movement and you can stand in the right spot and get the howls of feedback. Right. Yeah. But I think let's face it, most people these days, pubs, functions, we're not on stadium-sized stages.
No.
I think that the practicality of being able to hear yourself and having a great sound in your ears is really important.
Yeah.
Just don't bring the Kimafan monitors with you.
No, I won't be. No, I'm actually thinking of getting some better in ears, so I might need to have a chat with you.
But yeah, get yourself a system first. Get yourself a radio system rather than just the ears. Get the whole thing.
Yeah. No, okay, fair enough. Fair dues. Okay, we'll have to have another chat about that then.
Yeah.
It says, so the bag cat is heavy then. Oh, yes. I always have a big dinner when I want to move it. Yeah, they're heavy. They're heavy, but it's properly, I think it's a pine cabinet. It's proper built.
Yeah.
Killer Chickens. The ID14 Mark II has an input specifically for the guitar. Yes, it does.
But that's for plugging your guitar or your bass straight in. It's not for effects. You run something like a GT1000 core into the line level inputs, not into the guitar input. That's where your oomph is going.
Exactly. Completely agree.
It says,
it's dying. Thanks, guys. Love your channel. Anytime, mate. Anytime. It is a Kiesel. Look at that. Yes, it's a Kiesel Neil Zaza Aries 6-string yellow with black bezels and bezels and back. Swamp ash body, ebony fingerboard and walnut neck. It was my first guitar after getting back into playing. He now has 6. Oh, nice one. I tell you what, should we look it up? Because I want to see a full picture. Go on, can you read it out? It's a Kiesel, K-E-I. Is it S-E-L?
S-E-L.
Yeah.
Neil Zaza, Z-A-Z-A.
Zaza. Okay.
Aries 6.
Aries. Okay. A-R-I-E-S, yeah?
Yep.
Aries 6. I want to have a look. Let's have a look at 4 images of this.
Say when.
Let me just find. Oh, I'm guessing that's it. Okay. Hold on. No, let me find the right picture. Bloody hell, go away.
Say when.
Oh, man. Hold on. No, not yet. Just give me 2 seconds. Because I've lost the picture. I clicked on the picture and it goes to a different one. Okay, it's basically this. I'm going to click on that. No, hold on. Oh, geez, you click on a picture and it's not the right picture. Click on that. There we go. See if that. Okay. Yeah. Can you put me? Oh, there we go. Sorry.
I did, yes. And
that's the Aries. That's cool, isn't it?
That's very nice.
So I'm guessing it's multi-scale. That's a 7,
that's
isn't it?
7, but yeah.
Nice. Oh, nice, mate.
Very nice.
Muchos, nice. Okay. Coming back.
Yar.
James, Petmox says, James, Back to the Future Part 2 is the best one. So dark. Oh, yes. Max Hodges, yeah, sorry, my comments were written in real time when Lee was on.
Yeah, we were.
Steve says, watched your studio tour. Love your amps, but I wonder why you don't use a low output amps, 5 to 15 watts, which would drive sooner rather than need attenuation whilst in the ISO cab. Yeah, so it's always this thing, and I'm sure, Steve, I'm sure you know this. I'm sure you know this, but the difference between a 50-watt amp and a 100-watt amp is, I think it's like 3 dB or something. It's nothing.
3 dB is double the power. It's not double the volume.
Exactly. So I think a lot of people, and I'm not saying you're one of them, Steve, but lots of people get confused between wattage and volume. A 5-watt amp, yes, you're right. A 5-watt amp going into the Grossman cab would definitely be more suited. The 15-watt is still a loud amp.
So, for example, all my amps are. I think the biggest powered amp I've got is the Synergy, which is 30 watts.
Yeah.
But you know the little PRS
15,
the Marshall
beast.
Yeah, but the Marshall is 20.
Yeah.
The
20.
The Chandler is 19 watts. But my God, it's the loudest 19 watts in history. As we've also proved though, when we did the Marshall video, just kicking in the attenuator going between like 50 and like triode and pentode mode, 50 to 25 watts, makes a heck of a difference. it turns a great sounding amp into a good sounding amp. And why let good be the enemy of great? To use,
yeah, I
mean,
still
I
think
would be tempted to use an attenuator into the speaker, so I could drop it super hard.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do when I use the Grossman. I run it into an attenuator before I go into the Grossman.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then you can get the amp. Because even so, if I was playing the Grossman now, yes, it reduces the volume in the room, but it's still noisy.
It's still loud.
Yeah,
mine's next to the drums, and it won't be next to the drums when I get to the new room eventually.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm almost thinking of taking the top off the attenuator and just running it with the top off. Anyway, Rene says was inspired by your fuzz guide and bought the FZ1W. Oh, nice one! In the mail tomorrow. Got a delay, but no TC electronic plethora to get it. Got the DD8 from Boss. Nice.
Great pedal. Great pedal.
Yeah, not easy to get certain things in Norway. Oh god, and you got a pain in Norway as well. The FZ1W. Let me just check. Is that the one they did that was really expensive? FZ1W. That's the Wazza one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not the one I think. It's not the one I thought. Yeah, nice one.
Mm-hmm. Show us. Say when.
Hold on. What is going on? Here we go. Go on then. Where is it? Let's find it. There it is.
Yeah, that is the Wazza one.
Yeah, it's the Wazza one. It's not the one. They did one with. I forgot what it was called. They did one with color sound.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Macari's?
No.
Yeah, that's the one that's. It's basically it's a tone bender circuit, and they go for stupid money now because they only did like a limited number of them.
Okay, cool.
Coming back. There we go.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to hear that. Have you heard Cracker Island by Gorillaz? No. Mr. Allburn is one talented guy. He is. He's got that clever songwriting ploy of hitting at a melody at the start, which then becomes a vocal hook later on. Similar. Nice one.
And a very nice chap as well. My dad taught him.
Did he?
When he was at Colchester Sixth Form, my dad taught him, and Graham Coxon.
Oh, nice. Pet says, "To God Only Knows" by the Beach Boys. Yeah,
similar to God Only Knows by the Beach Boys.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. John Hall says, "Where can I get a speaker for Katana 100? Replace it with a Celestian 100-watt creamback, or what would you recommend, speaker-wise?" Pardon my spelling. No, not a problem at all, John. Where can I get a speaker?
eBay.
Yeah, or you can order them from
Amazon.
I tell you what, you probably could actually. Who's the valve guy?
Valve guy?
What for valves? What for valves?
Yeah.
What for valves do speakers as well? If you're in the UK,
or go to Barefaced Audio. Also do them, and they do them really competitively priced.
Do they?
Yes, buy direct from them. They make amazing cabs, but they'll also sell you speakers as well, which is great.
Yeah. You might be able to buy speakers straight from Celestian.
You used to be able to, not much now.
Yeah, but I mean, any music shop. If you go into a music shop and said, "I want to buy I bought one on Amazon." Yeah, buy from Amazon. Yeah. Jeff Rock says, "John Hall, the Wazza speaker is really good. That's what I have in mind." Yeah, that's a good other option. So Boss do a Wazza speaker, as Jeff says. Go and buy one of them.
Yeah. Right, let's keep going.
Callum Aitken says, "Hi Paul, you mentioned the other day you might have time to talk through how you chose and set up your mic and cabs in 2 Notes. I find there are so many options. It's really hard to find a decent." Okay, is there an add-on to that, James?
Hang on. Yes, there is a decent
sound. Or a good clean will then sound a bit rubbish with Drive. What 2 Notes are you using, Callum? What 2 Notes interface are you using? Because I can help, but only if you can use 2. If you've got the studio, for instance, like I've got, you can have a separate speaker on one side to the other side, so you can have 2 separate speakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's know what you're using before we go any further.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the best Scottish band ever, just in case?
Wet.
There are so many.
Delamitri.
Pretty much, I'd say Delamitri's pretty bang on. I've got a Scottish friend who always plays me Scottish music. Okay, so the Waterboys.
Who are the twins?
Thompson.
When are we up?
Proclaimers, yeah. Thompson.
Proclaimers.
I think Thompson twins were.
Wet.
No, it isn't. This isn't a case of listing every single Scottish band. It's like listing the best one.
Delamitri to me. Great band.
I would probably say Delamitri as well. Or Paolo Nutini.
Paolo Nutini ruined himself for me at the Isle of Wight Festival. He was on the Isle of Wight Festival and he was absolutely pissed as a fart on stage.
Was he? He's Scottish, mate. What do you expect?
He could barely speak.
Have you heard Iron Sky by Paolo Nutini?
Paolo Nutini, the first time we heard it, he wasn't very Scottish. Then all of a sudden he realised he could play on the Scottish thing and became super Scottish. It's like
he's Scottish. He's not
Scottish. But he started off being not very Scottish and then started playing on it. It just got annoying. So while I like things like New Shoes and I like what's the one?
Nah, that's rubbish. That's all the pop stuff. I
know, but I like the one about the Nothing's Gonna Keep Me Down. I really like that song because it's lots of words and it's like a.
I think he's a genius. I think he's absolutely. I think he's brilliant. Isn't Lewis Capaldi? Isn't he Scottish as well?
He's
brilliant.
Yes, he looks a lot like that bloke from. He looks like Tom from Keane, and that's not. It's not.
Less coke up his nose, I would hope.
Allegedly, actually not alleged. Is it?
No, there's nothing allegedly about that. David Bro says, I played a festival this last weekend and was able to use my Fender dual Showman. Wow. Reverb with 410 cab, no ears, actual monitors. I was so happy. Oh, nice one, David.
It's a lovely thing to do when you get to really crank it up. And same for drums. It's great when you get like some when the sound guy goes, I'll give you 418s in your as your monitors, and you just go, oh, this is great. The kick drum knocks you off the stool. It's awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Hot Rocks, good speaker deals. There we go. Nazareth,
great choice.
What was that Scottish band?
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you another.
Nazareth was down. Carry On My Wayward Son was Nazareth, wasn't it? Carry on my wayward son. Don't you cry no more.
God. No. Please no.
That was Nazareth, wasn't it? Great song. Right. Yeah. Excuse me. I will fetch said item.
Okay. God, this is a guitar live chat. It's not about snare drums, SD. Is SD, does that stand for snare drum?
Right.
Oh, this is great radio, isn't it? Look at this.
This is the greatest snare drum. This is the greatest snare drum the world will ever know. It is a 1958 Ludwig WFL.
Is that where you plug it in?
Oh, so not funny. That's the greatest snare drum you'll ever hear. It's magic. It is the most sensitive. The snares just speak at any volume. I could get any tone I want out of this drum. It's amazing. It's also a very famous snare drum. I guarantee
everyone. Well, depends what country they're in, but yeah.
Everyone in the UK has heard this drum. I'll put money on it. I would say everyone. I would probably say everyone in the world has heard this drum because I bet they've heard it.
Why don't you just tap the thing that's
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Right. Answers on a postcard, please. And it's
Here we
kind of
go.
difficult to tap it, but if I go, so cut a long story short, this drum was owned by the late Alf Bigden, who during the sort of 70s and 80s was the go-to session guy in London. He did all the Royal Variety performances, all that sort of stuff. But when he passed away, it got left to a guy called Pete Sound Attack. I then, several years later, bought it off him. And he said, "You know the provenance of this drum, don't you?" I went, "No." He said, "We think it was the drum that played on What's It All About, Alfie by Cilla Black. We think it's the drum that's used on Days Like These from the original Italian Job soundtrack. But we have documentary footage proof, signed photographs, which I now have, that this is the drum that starts the closing credits of..." I've got some off-price tracksuits from a mush in Shepherd's Bush, 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 bush. No income tax, no VAT. And for anyone outside the UK, that is the theme, the closing credits to Only Fools and Horses.
Awesome.
YouTube it if you don't know, but that is the drum that plays it. I thank you.
I think, oh, nice.
And I will never, ever, ever sell it. I would have to, life as we know it would have to end for me to sell that drum. It's amazing. So thank you for your question, SD. Thank you. Should we, from that moment of craziness, should we get into new gear? Can I do my other show and tells?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Right. They're silly, but you'll like them. Excuse me. Right.
Oh, God. Ah.
The door handles have arrived. So we have the Gibson cupboard door handle.
Nice.
We have the Fender Strat cup door handle.
Nice.
And we have the other cupboard door handle, which is a kind of
Nice
music style.
Are they unfinished? Or are they finished?
No, they're finished. They're ready. They're technically ready to go.
They're
They're a little bit.
Are they lacquered though? Are they lacquered or are they?
Yeah, they're lacquered. Yeah, they're ready to go. They could go straight on the guitar. They're quite nicely finished, but they do. I mean, you're not going to see down the lens, but they do.
No, you can see it on that. You can see it on that. Look at that bad boy.
They do bend, but you know they're 30 quid. I'm not putting them on a guitar, but actually you can pay more than that for door handles. So I thought I actually got that was quite a good deal.
Yeah.
The other thing that arrived this week is the first bout of studio lighting.
Okay. Oh, they look cool.
Little park hands. And then I've got the hooks that go onto the lighting truss, which I showed you a couple of weeks ago. And those are my baby park hands.
Are they? I mean, are they? Because they look so small? Are they more show than practical?
No, you put a GU10 bulb in them.
Yeah.
Same thing in the kitchen, in a downlighter, and you get a nice boing, nice beam.
Oh, nice.
And if you want, they've got a what's the word? A gel frame on them, so you can colour them up if you want to. But no, you can put a normal GU10 kitchen light in there, and you get bang a nice beam of spotlights and pick out spots in the room.
Nice.
Really, really nice. And you actually get quite a lot of light from a computer monitor. You get a lot of actual illumination from a big pokey computer monitor. So I need to put these away just briefly. I've also said that the Hercules guitar hangers have turned up this week. You know, the ones that as you put them in, they bite nicely into the guitar, into the neck. So they've arrived. This week.
The ones that I've got the little paddles that come down. Those ones, you mean?
Yeah. Hercules. So yeah, carry on, and we'll get into the new gear and stuff. I suspect I know one of them that's worth a chat about.
Go on, give me a hint.
Big fluffy hair.
I've got to say, okay, let's talk about that first. Okay,
Mhm.
do you want to share my screen?
We'll do it when you say, yeah, here we go, go.
Here we go. Here we go. I don't know why here we go. So, Neural DSP have launched the Archetype plugin suite for Rabea Massad. Have you seen the video?
Yes.
It's fantastic, isn't it? I couldn't believe how good it was. I mean, he's brilliant. He's such.
They've spent a lot of money on the production value, haven't they? There's a lot gone into it.
But he's just mega talented. I've just got a lot of respect for him. I think he's
totally done it right. I mean, he's a lovely guy. I've never met him, but he comes across as a really nice chap.
Yeah.
Super player, super talented player.
Super talented.
Congratulations. It sounds great.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, Rabea. I think that is. I think that's going to do incredibly well. But just show you, like, go on. Sorry.
So it sounds really good and it looks really cool. It's not just the Petrucci ones. While they sound amazing, they don't look that different. They don't look any different to the pink thing that was the guy who did the weird stuff.
Yeah. Well, here's the amps. Here are the 3 amps that
they look awesome, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's brilliant because they do spend a lot of time on the graphics and stuff. But I mean, the graphics aside, I mean, that to me, I don't give a monkeys about the graphics. But I thought it sounded brilliant.
Mm.
And he's done such. I mean, he's such a great player.
And the boy can clearly play. Also, what we're talking about, guitar, like, internet guitar players.
Yeah.
I said to Jen today, my wife, does she want to go and see the Classic Rock show when they come to Cambridge? Because Pete Thorne's going to play with them again.
Oh, awesome! Oh, that would be great. I mean,
so I'm like, yes, I want to go and see that. They're coming to the UK January, February, March next year.
Oh, great! Oh, that'd be good. That'd be a good gig. I mean, Pete Thorne's fantastic as well.
Yeah, great play.
Brilliant, nice one. Yeah. So I think that's well deserved for. But it shows you, like, and I know he's more than that. But he did start, as a YouTube. On a YouTube channel.
He's a YouTuber who's done.
And he's pushed past that.
Yeah. He's graduated from YouTube, I'd say.
Yeah, no, he's done really well, and I think it sounds fantastic. Next, I thought these were really nice. Ooh. So these are the Electromatic, which are it's their sort of more budget range.
They're still not cheap. They're not cheap guitars by any stretch.
I don't know how much they are, to be honest. Let's have a look. But I thought they look great.
Is that lime green? That's awesome.
Like a lime green with they're not filtered. I don't think they're Filtertrons. They look like Filtertrons, but then
look at that. That emerald green is amazing.
Isn't that nice?
Celtic green, sorry.
That's very similar to the Pete Thorne that I've got, actually. It's that sort of colour.
That looks amazing. 5699.
I don't think that's not an expensive. That's not expensive.
That's dollars as well.
Yeah, and especially for what they look like. I think they look absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So there's them.
Beautiful thing.
There's not a lot of news, by the way, but it's have a look at this. Does that make you laugh or what?
That's not a design that's been copied much.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit naughty. Like, have some originality, just
But that's not what companies from that part of the world do, is it? They're not original. They're
sure.
I can't say what I want to say because we'll be sued.
Yeah, I mean it's USB-C connectivity. 159 quid. So obviously cheap. If that's what you want to go for, fantastic.
Yep. And if you're just getting into guitar and music making and using GarageBand or whatever on your Mac, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great starting point. If you then want to go further, you're probably going to need something a little different. What's going to let these down, and I can't say that for certain, is the drivers. If the drivers are rubbish, then everyone's going to struggle. If the drivers are good, and they probably will be, because driver software developments comes a long way, and a lot of it is done in that particular part of the world. They'll be okay.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be absolutely fine. I thought this looked great.
It's very interesting because Lindell, I met Tobias Lindell when he first started off.
Yeah.
And he did some 500 series hardware, which I really liked.
Yeah, I have some, yeah.
Then they did the plug-in versions, which were amazing. And it's like, okay, this is weird. Now you've gone from doing great hardware to doing great plugins. Why would anyone now buy the plugins? And now this has come out. Or this is several years later. This has come out, and it's like 1176, but with his flavors and his tweaks and stuff on it, which is great.
Yeah, but I think they're affordable.
Another 1176, but
well, they are there. So they're $399.
That's the thing, isn't it? They're not a lot of money.
300. How do they do that? Okay, with European VAT, it's €499.
Yeah,
that's cheap, isn't it? I reckon they could be made in the
People's Republic.
Yeah,
have to be for that money. Have to. I'm not going to say they are, but it's
the only thing is, James.
Yeah.
Look at that. No.
To be fair, the Worms are.
Yeah, but I've got a feel. I mean, I'm not saying. I don't know if it is or not, but do you think that could be made in the
same factory
as what?
The person who shall remain nameless.
Yes. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway.
The truth is, though, I suspect not in that factory, because he tends to keep stuff to himself.
Okay.
He doesn't share his production space, but probably the same place as the Worms, probably the same place as, if there are factories in China, and I'm not going to be in trouble for saying this, where you could walk along and you could see 4 or 5 different manufacturers' stuff in boxes either side of the same production line.
Yeah, sure.
So, there's only so many people making this stuff, and it's not the world's biggest marketplace.
No, definitely. But I think that's quite a cool thing, isn't it?
Especially, it's going to do well, though, isn't it? For that price, it's going to get people using real hardware, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing. And the other thing, lastly, is just the mirror, which I did a video of.
Nice.
For the release. They sent me one to do a video of for the release, and really good. If you want a compressor, it's brilliant. It's a really nice, really well built compressor, and the only thing I would say is that I fell into the trap of, or they might have fallen into the trap of, all the videos for the mirror got released at the same time.
Same day. Yeah, that's
it's just like this a wash of people doing videos on it. It'd just be nice if they could stagger it, but I'm not in charge of their advertising.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm done. I'm coming out.
He's coming out. Let's carry on. I think we were there, weren't we?
Okay. Callum says, thanks, Paul. It's a setup that comes with the Rev D20. Okay. Too much choices per cab. You're not going to be able to do that with the Rev D20.
No. You can't do 2 different cabs.
Can't do 2 different cabs. I mean, I can tell you what cabs I'm using. Shall I just go and grab it? And I go and hold on. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to unplug it here. Hold on.
And before I get absolutely nailed, I'm very sorry. Carry On My Wayward Son was Kansas, not Nazareth. I'm very sorry.
Unbelievable.
Sorry. Once again, my musical knowledge of before I was born has let me down again.
Done it again. Right, let's have a look.
Sorry.
I'm plugging in my torpedo so I can see what cabs. What cabs?
No one online ever.
Huh? What's that?
Yeah.
Look, how do I get back to escape? Okay, so on one side, see, it's very different because with this version, you know, I've got everything panned. I've got stuff panned, and I've got different EQs and stuff going on. So there's a lot going on. It's not just about the cab, but I can tell you what cabs I'm using, and it works. I think this works for clean and for distorted stuff.
Did you get it? Because I sold you that, didn't I?
Yep.
So did you get any of the emulations that were part of my account, or
No.
are you just using the bog standard ones that come with it?
No, I've got some extra ones.
Right.
I've got some extra ones. I think these might actually be the ones that come with it. I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, there is a BDE Lux, which is a 1x12. So that's B, capital B, capital D, lowercase e, uppercase L, lowercase UXE, and that's a 1x12.
Yeah.
With a ribbon 160, I'm using on that. And on cab B, I'm using the Strongback 4x12 with a 421, a dynamic 421. And they're panned. I can't remember if they're panned hard left and right, but if you can use one of those cabs, I think you'll be. But you won't get the same sort of sound as I get from it because I'm using two cabs and there's lots of panning and stuff going on. You know, your other option is to, because they don't make this anymore, and I imagine these probably are going quite cheap at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can run your D20, which I think is a brilliant sounding amp.
Yes.
You could run that. Just don't use the 2 notes emulation. Just go and buy one of these and run it into that, and it'll be fantastic. Anyway.
I suspect. I say this is not me saying for certain. I suspect there's something coming from 2 notes to replace that fairly soon. That's been discontinued for a while, and it is a great unit.
It's brilliant. It's for me. It's the best sounding. The best sounding. It's not an attenuator. It's best sounding low box.
Right.
Biffy. Oh, Biffy. Yeah, good one, Justin. Good one. Yeah, that's a good shout.
SD says sorry for starting the snare drum conversation. Sorry to everyone. Yes, I know I got it wrong. It does happen.
A lot.
Yes, I do get it wrong. Nazareth was Love Hurts, apparently.
That sounds rubbish. That sounds like the worst song I've ever. I've never even heard the song, but that sounds awful. Was the drum played on Carry On, My Wayward Son?
No, it wasn't. It was played on the Italian Job soundtrack, and yes.
Lefty Mike said just scored a 2019 Gibson Les Paul Classic for $1,500 on Reverb. I think there's some good deals to be had out there. Yeah, there's something going on at the moment. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because everyone's economy is tanking, but there are some good deals out there for guitars at the moment. Nice one. Yeah. Well done, Lefty. Good job. Peter Lambert says, "Hi lads. Anybody mentioned Rabeer's new?" Yes, we've just done that.
Yeah,
it's
we just
absolutely stonking. We think. Shep Shepherd 449. Mate, I seem to be okay at coming up with 8-bar ideas, but struggling to expand on them. Any advice? Big Country, Mark Brzezicki, yeah. Stuart Adamson and Mar both, yeah. Big Country again, good.
Great band.
Yes. Oh,
loop them. Record it. Loop it.
I would say record that. Yes, as James said, record that 8-bar idea. Record another 8-bar idea. Record another. I mean, obviously they've got to fit. They've got to be in the same sort of key and stuff. Record some different parts. So record how many bits? So you want verse, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, middle 8. 4 different 8-bar ideas, all in the same key. Don't record them together. So record them in separate bits. So you and then drag them all together and arrange it to make it fit. Studio One's really good at doing that sort of stuff. I would say songwriting is a muscle. It needs to be exercised. If you exercise it, you're like that. You come up with songs, come up with songs. If you don't exercise it, it's the hardest thing.
Yeah. People say I can't write songs. Well, it's the old Diane Warren trick, isn't it? She goes to work at 9 o'clock. She writes songs until lunchtime. She has an hour for lunch. Then she writes songs all afternoon. She's written thousands of hits, but she's probably written tens of thousands of songs that never. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
But if you don't do it, you're never going to do it.
Yeah. You've got to set a time. Treat it like not a job, but treat it like if you've got a day job, Shep, treat it like Wednesday, for instance. You do, 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock. You're in the studio and you're writing that song, and that's what you do on that time. And show up and do it, and it will improve. I promise. Nice, said David. Blessed Heavy Elements. That's another new one.
Blessed.
Greetings, gents. Blessed, sorry. Greetings, gents. Good to see you again. Best regards and best wishes. And to you, mate. Timothy. Hi, guys. Hi, Tim. Jeff Rock. Top score at left. You might pick one up just before the prices went up in 2019. What colour you go for?
Nice.
Just in case, I met Rabea a couple of times when I went to see Tosca. He is indeed a top fella.
Nice.
Pete was with Melissa Etheridge. That's right, he was before his YouTube. Yeah, he's done quite a few things before his YouTube career took off. Not talking about Pete Thorne.
We were.
Well, Pete Thorne. Yeah, Pete Thorne was with Melissa Etheridge, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Paul Bridgman says, hi, Paul, and hi, knowledgeable guys watching. I'm just a very average player trying to learn more about tech. Would love to know if I can make my Vox VT15 modding amp sound tighter, pedals possibly.
Roll the bass off.
Yes, there's that. But if you want to, if you've got an amp that's a bit flubby, I mean, modeling amps are a bit different. But I would, something like, the classic way of, if you've got like a Mesa Dual rectifier, it's a flubby sounding amp. So what they did was they put a tube screamer before the
input.
Sorry, I'm losing. And which basically does a bass roll off. So you could do it if you go and get like an EQ pedal. You could do that. You should be able to do it. The only thing that's throwing me a little bit is the fact it's a modeling amp. So I don't know the VT15 how much options you've got of actually EQing internally.
I think the tube screamer idea is a good one. It's a safe one, and it hasn't got to be a vintage one. It could be one of the newer ones. They're not horrifically expensive.
They all do the same with those tube screamers for that sort of job. Evening, lads. Evening, Chris. Hey, hold on a second, just before we go on, and because I can't see all this, how many viewers we got at the moment?
63.
Oh, nice. That's a bit more. SD says, Paul, do you know if the PRS narrowfield pickups, a true single coil, or just a small-sized humbucker voice to sound like a single coil? Some conflicting info about them, but they sound great. Yes, they do sound great, and as far as I know, they're humbuckers. I think they've got two coils, haven't they, James?
Do you mean these ones?
Them, exactly. Yeah, look, they're humbuckers.
Yes.
They're definitely humbuckers.
They definitely are. And they sound great.
Yes, they do sound good. They do sound really good.
Single coil sounding humbucker you'll ever hear.
Yeah, I agree.
It's got crack and stuff.
Do you like that now? Do you like it? You back in with it?
Having done that song on it and it feeling really nice to play now you've tweaked it, I'm not getting rid of it.
Great, nice, good.
It would almost, if I was a gigging guitar player now, that would be my gigging guitar.
Yeah, that's good. That's good gig guitar. That.
We know. Sorry, I need to dive in there.
SD, the humbuckers with narrow spacing between the coils. There we go.
Yes. Yeah.
Noel Blackman says, appreciate it's a bit of a segue, but what is the best way to set up outboard gear into a UA Apollo? E.g. something like Compressor. No, that's fine, mate. That's a good question.
There's two ways of doing it. and depending on what you're doing, you might want to use both ways. So a lot of people will say something like a compressor needs to be on the insert of a mixer. The insert is just an easy way to get the signal through a thing. So if you don't have inserts on your mixer or on your interface, you plug your microphone into your mic preamp. Let's say you have one of those. You can then plug out of your preamp straight into the input of your compressor, out of your compressor into your interface. That's all the insert jack is doing in a smart, clever kind of way. The other way to do it is if you start to use hardware inserts on your DAW, you need to configure those to work with the ins and outs of your interface, your Apollo, for example. But you then just instead of picking a plugin in Pro Tools, say, you could just pick the hardware insert, route it through, and use a hardware compressor instead of a plugin compressor.
Can I just... And I've got a couple of things with that, and it also depends what Apollo you've got. If you've got an Apollo Twin, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
To do it, to route it internally. So you're always going to be better off going using it as an input. If you've got one of the Apollo 8s or the X series, you'll be fine. I did a video a couple of years ago on routing stuff in the console. So if you go and have a look on the Studio Rex channel, there's a way that I've routed. I can't remember what I did. If it was reverbs, I can't remember what it was, but it's the same sort of thing, and it'll give you another option if you don't want to do it inside your DAW.
And we also have just done a video with our friends at Antelope Audio talking about a very similar thing, but obviously that's the Antelope way of doing things. But it might give you some ideas when that video comes out of how you can use external effects, not just compressors. It might give you some ideas, point you in an interesting direction.
Yeah, I agree. Jeff Rock, I think you're safe, James. They are preoccupied with Nancy Pelosi at the moment. They are a bit, aren't they?
I'm clearly out of touch with everything at the moment. So yeah, I've got my own little world going on.
Cheers, Paul. Anytime, Callum. Hope it helps, mate. Lee Abraham, Scottish band, Deacon Blue again. Do you know what? There aren't many bad Scottish bands, are they? I think they probably have cleaned up when it comes to British music.
Yeah, definitely.
Just in case says, I have a couple of boxes full of pedals that I need to get advertised. Is the second-hand market really getting back to where it was a few years ago? I would say it's a buyer's market at the moment still. I'd say it's a buyer's market. I'd say it was a seller's market.
Yeah, those days are gone a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Ooh. Here we go. We are joined by the one, the only, Mr. John Waller.
Hey, everyone. Can you hear me?
John Waller in the house.
Yeah, buddy, how are you?
Good. I figured I might as well show you my collection of 6 guitars.
This is what I'm talking about. What have you got? Let's have a look.
All right. I will show you the...
Oh, hold on a second. Before we go anywhere, what are those AirPod Pro things like you've got on your head? Are they good?
Yeah, they're fantastic. I love them.
Yeah, I was thinking some when they came out, but they were like really heavily advertised when they came out. And then
they went away again.
Yeah.
Well, I think they timing, like they came out right before the pandemic, and then it became a weird sort of like, okay, very expensive products. They're, Apple products, super expensive for some headphones, but I've had them for the last couple of years. They're super comfortable. The noise canceling is fantastic, so I love them. But I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy though, so
I think you're in good friends, to be honest.
Yeah, we all are, mate.
You're amongst friends.
Let's have a look at this.
Yeah, so this is the one that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, look at that.
This is
lovely.
The Neil Zaza Keys sort of Aries. This one is just the Aries sort of beveled one, so it's sort of nice and beveled there with sort of walnut.
That's a really good design. I love the way that they've the bodies, that the arm carve sort of is done into the body. That's really nice, isn't it?
I tell you what, as well, I'm not normally a super Strat with pointy headstocks kind of guy, but that headstock is great.
Yeah, they really nice headstocks, and I mean they're fantastic to play. They're just absolutely fantastic guitars to play. Definitely one of those companies that I know sometimes they have a certain type of reputation, or at least a certain type of guitar players play them, and then that sort of leads itself. But yeah, fantastic guitars, built amazingly. Love this one. That's the first one.
Is that an ebony fingerboard on that?
Yes.
Nice.
That was.
I love ebony. I need to get myself another ebony guitar. I love ebony.
This is the Delos. This one is sort of like the Strat style guitar. This one has a rosewood fingerboard, swamp ash body, sort of gold hardware, roasted maple neck. And it actually has the Fishman single coil pickups in them. I got them I sent them over to the factory while they were building it out, and they can install whatever pickups you send to them. So you don't have to get the Kiesel pickups. You can send them over some pickups, and they will install them in as a part of that process.
That's great.
Yeah, this is I call it the tribute because my first carving guitar was a carving boat, and so I had to sell that to pay rent. So I can now afford to pay rent. So I also bought this guitar.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate. Nice
one. Here we go. This is the Kiesel Vader. Their version, their sort of headless 6-string guitar, has a very sort of comfortable body shape. I know you saw earlier with the Strandberg. Very sort of similar sort of feel and weight. This one doesn't have the fan frets. So, but this is a fantastic little. I call this my travel guitar. I just take it on planes because you can put it over the overhead like they think it's a violin. So they let you put it on where they're typically, if it was a longer stock head guitars, they were like, can we just put that under the plane? This is a good one you can sort of travel with.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the back, and then I love the unfinished and then going into the paint. That's great.
Yeah. This is sort of the maple. That's a maple neck with an ebony fretboard on that one as well, and some bare knuckle pickups actually. So this is a pretty high output guitar. I bought it second hand from a guy that really loved to play some metal. So very high output guitar pickups on this guitar.
See, you don't get. I mean, we don't get many Kiesels over in the UK because obviously Kiesel are an internet-based
company.
They don't have a shop, do they?
No, they don't. So you order them online. You wait for usually for me right now it's been running around 20 to 24 weeks, and then they will ship it to you. But they do ship internationally. And they have a 10-day return policy. So once it gets to you for 10 days, you can just go through it. And then if you don't like it, you can ship it back.
That's great. What a good service.
So this is...
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, this is the sort of the Kiesel sort of SH6, so semi-hollow body. This one I got, this is sort of my most recent addition to the collection. I wanted something that was a little warmer for some more of my neo soul R&B stuff.
Nice.
This one has a Koa top, mahogany body, so mahogany neck, and a sort of royal ebony fretboard on this one. This one is a nice playing and looking guitar.
Yeah, that's lovely, mate. Not really nice.
And then lastly,
is that the one at the back? Let's look at this bad boy. How many strings on that?
Metal guitar, 7 strings. My 7-string fan fret metal guitar. This is the Zeus. It has like the actually black limba body with a bloodwood fretboard and in a purple heart and walnut 3-piece neck on the back, and it has a Fishman modern pickups. So very it's for my metal. For when I
that's
play
great.
metal guitar.
I've seen James. Do you remember John McLaughlin?
Yes.
So he's obviously a keys endorser. He's got a
Yep.
few like that I've been watching,
Yeah.
and I mean he's amazing.
Yeah.
What a great player! But yeah,
I've
sounds
seen,
Yeah,
I've seen John
definitely.
McLaughlin several times live and just go,
Oh no,
Yeah.
not John. Not John McLaughlin. Thomas McLaughlin.
right, okay. I didn't think John McLaughlin was a Keysel player.
Sorry, did I say John? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome.
So he's not
that's it.
Gibson's anymore, was what I was thinking.
Yeah. I mean, you got some fantastic guitars there, John.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's a little collection for you all. I have one more. I have one that's in the oven. It's a retro Kiesel sort of T-style guitar, retro solo, with sort of, that's going to be like an emerald green with a swamp ash, one-piece swamp ash body, raw tone. So it's not going to have an actual finish on it. You're going to have the sort of more grainy type. So it should be very interesting to see that one once that comes out.
Is that the one where they do the filled grain over the top?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love them. They look great. Yeah. Nice one.
It is. Well, guys, this has been a pleasure. I wanted to definitely show you all the collection.
Oh, mate, very jealous. They look absolutely fantastic.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Cheers,
Yeah,
John.
man.
Take care of yourself,
Take
mate.
care. See you soon, buddy. Beautiful.
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they? Those keys do look good.
Yeah, I like that Koa top one. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Right, let's get into it. We've got a few to get through and stuff.
Ben says, here's my conundrum. Got a PRS C24. It's everything I want, but I have a made in Mexico HSS Strat. First guitar I bought myself, and still get tempted to sell it and turn into pedals, but I'm not sure I should. Advice. I'm not precious about guitars and stuff. If you have one that's, I know lots of people are, if you think you're going to regret it 20 years down the road, then don't sell it, I would say. But for me personally, I think just...
My personal view is only sell instruments if you need the money.
Yeah.
Or if you're... So, for example, my first drum kit I sold because it wasn't a very good kit, and I bought my first pro kit with it. Do I wish I'd sold my second kit? I wished I hadn't, because it was such a good kit. It was such a good kit. And then kit number 3 came along, and I've still got that. So, you know, I've probably had sort of 10, 15 drum kits, but I've still got my third ever kit. So, but I do still have my first electric guitar, my Epiphone, which we pick up swapped and has turned into a really nice guitar.
Yeah, that's good. That.
I'm a bit more sentimental.
I'm not precious. James is more sentimental than I am.
How much is a made in Mexico HSS Strat going to make you? Should we say $500, 500 quid tops? Yeah. If you don't need it, keep it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair dues. Good luck, Ben. Let us know what happens. Snare Drum says, is anyone familiar with the KMA Pylon? I hate noise gate pedals, but this is the first one I've ever tried that stays dead quiet without cutting off my trails. No idea how it works, but wow. I think KMA do digital stuff, don't they, James? You know more about KMA.
They're doing some very clever stuff. I have met their designer bloke a couple of times, and I can't remember his name for the life of me. Very smart guy, doing some really cool stuff. Their pedals always look really cool as well. A
bit of weird size. I don't think they're very pedalboard friendly, but
I don't think we'll get to try any anytime soon. But let's move on quickly.
No, we've fallen out with them a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Matt Wright says,
Teenage Fan Club, Travis. Yeah, I think Travis has some good tunes.
Why is it always Dairy Lee will always be my favourite?
Why is it always what? Dairy Lee, why is it always there?
So Mark and Lard, as in 2 Radio 1 DJs.
Yeah, I remember that.
Used to do parodies of songs.
I remember.
And the favourite one for me was Why Is It Always Dairy Lee? Was Why Does It Always Rain on Me? Became Why Is It Always Dairy Lee?
I'm glad I haven't heard that. Okay, next one. Shep Shepherd, thanks guys. I'll give that a go. Well done, mate. Let us know how it goes. Billy Wagner. Hey everyone. Hey Billy. Oh, hold on. What's Billy's got? It's an old Fender, I think. There.
Yep.
I think you sold the DGT. I have sold the DGT, Billy. Yes.
Years ago.
Some time ago, actually. Yeah, I can't remember what I bought in replacement. The guitars here, they tend to have quite a turnaround. There's certain ones that I definitely keep, but I need to keep up content for the channel, so that's why. Yeah. Abjit says, after 35 days, finally I got my air stick foot switch. Hey, nice one.
Nice.
Enjoy. Richie Rich. It's a nice guitar, isn't it? I like that. Hi there, guys. I loved your video on the studio. It's awesome to see the setup and what is behind the scene. Can't wait for James' new one. Yes, we all can't wait for that.
I can't wait for James's new studio.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Angus Clark says, Paul, did you settle on an ideal HSS Strat pickup solution? Yes, I did. I don't know what it came with, but I just changed the humbucker to a Pete Thorne humbucker, and it's great. I love it. Huh?
Surbucker, isn't it?
No, it's called a Thornbucker.
Thornbucker, sorry, that's the one. Sorry.
Thornbucker. Daniel Early says, well, working from home. Nice one, mate.
I'm not sure. I don't think we've got the rest of that chat.
But he's working from home. He's watching while working from home. Which
that's a good point. Yes, it will be.
Matt says, we'll come on next week with my new guitar. Dad duty now, but thanks as ever for tonight's show. Liked and subscribed. Cheers, Matt. Noel Blackman says, I have an Apollo X6. Excellent. Cheers for the info. I'll check the videos out. Yes, the X6 should be fine, mate.
That'll be absolutely fine. Yes.
Good interface as well. Blue Nile, yeah. Blue Nile.
Yeah.
Snare Drum says, have you ever played a baritone guitar? If so, is it relatively easy to learn? Yes, it's exactly the same. It's just low tune, unless you do some weird tunings with it. But yes, sound great.
Yeah.
Carlton Jones. James, I was wondering, have you ever uploaded the patches for the Headrush MX5?
Haven't got around to doing it. I will get around to doing it at some point before I sell the Headrush, which actually I probably won't do now because it's quite a handy little thing for once rock schools kick off again. It's going to be a handy little thing to have.
It sounded great for that tune. It sounded great.
Yeah. And it's not like we spent any time really messing around with it. It just plugged it in and went.
It did actually sound great. Yeah, I was surprised how good it sounded.
Yeah.
Farid says, Simple Minds. Yes, Simple Minds. God, loads of. Are there any bad Scottish bands? There must be some.
The Proclaimers.
I wish we had a Keyswood dealer in the UK, said Jeff. Yeah. Angus says, Snow Patrol part Scottish yet. Part Scottish. More Irish, I would say. Shep Shepherd, not a Scottish band, but mid-year as an artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he even stood in after Gary Moore left. He did.
He did.
Did he play for Thin Lizzy for a bit? Yeah. Angus says, play that funky music, writers. Average white band Scottish. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And of course, we've all got. Oh,
please don't do a bleep. Please. Oh, God, I hate dweeby dweebs. Oh, God, I hate
that. Jerry Rafferty, yes.
Jerry Rafferty, yeah. Johnny helping my keys were hankering. Matt says, no drummer obsesses like guitar players over sticks, skins, etc. Oh, do drummers, sorry.
Nah, not really. Although I've been through a stick and skin journey, but nobody on this channel wants to hear about that. Not even me.
Not. It's a 66 twin. No. Ooh, nice. That looks like a Nags to me.
A what?
A Nags. Is it a Nags?
Looks like a PRS.
No, well, Nags used to work for PRS.
Okay.
Music Nerd says, just installed a Linley Franlin blender pot to my Strat to be able to blend between the 3 pickups. Best one I've made in years. Nice one.
Right, I like the sound of that.
Yeah. K Michael P. Have a great evening, guys. And to you, K Michael P.
I'm guessing he's off. Yeah.
Pet says, will I be able to run 2 aux boxes into a twin X Duo? Or would I need an X6? Yes, you can run the aux box because has the twin X got SP diff, James?
No.
It's not got SP diff. Are you sure?
No.
Has it got optical?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got optical out.
Optical in.
Yes. The aux has got optical out.
Yes, you can do that. That'll
There you
work.
go. Yes. No, you might be right, mate. You might be right. Lee says we have a sax player in a covers band, and every punter asks Baker Street. Yes.
Yes, they do. It's sad, but
It's a great tune, though, isn't it? It's a great tune.
We used to do the riff as a segue between two tunes. So we used to use that as a segue because basically my old band, we used to do 25, 30-minute songs. But in those 25, 30-minute songs, you might get through 10, 15 tunes, probably more than that. So you'd do the verse and the chorus of a load of big hitters, or we might do all of a song into all of another song, just because, quite frankly, when you're doing that, you want to get through it. But we used to do things like as the segues, or we also used to do yeah, it was great little brass riffs for the brass guys to do before they go in. What should we do for the next 15 minutes of rock songs?
Yeah. Mike Gamby says PRS S2 McCarthy 594 plus Helix running into my Katana 2x12 Bliss. Nice one.
Everyone suggests using ADAT. Yes, optical. Yes, we'll come up with that one. Thank you to Shep and Pet and Shep. Yes.
Andre LP. Hi, Paul. Will you do a video on the new Boss Katana updates? Cheers from Canada. All done. I did them for the release. I did. Yes. So a boss asked me to do them for when they released it. So they were released as soon as that came out. Yep, unless there's another update I don't know about. Mm-hmm. The one that came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Carlton Jones says, how was that Katana upgrade serving you when you used the Katana amplifier on gigs? I haven't used the Katana on the gigs since some time, but I don't know actually. Yeah, I'm sure someone might be able to answer that question.
Yeah. Here we go.
Jeff Rock, best sax solo ever, twin sax on rhythm stick. Yes, nice.
Didn't hit me with the rhythm stick. A brilliant solo. That kind of dual Roland Kirk kind of car horn style thing.
Nice.
Great fun.
Billy Wagner, are the clubs over there becoming less tolerant of stage volumes? Yes.
Yes.
Here in the US, they're getting less and less. Yeah. It's all. I mean, that's one of my reasons for going for the Axe effects because I wanted the best that I could get. So, yeah, for that sort of thing. If I'm going more in ears, I want the best of the best.
Yeah.
Jeff, amazing bass line on rhythm stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pet says, cheers, rats, and the rest always resourceful. Cheers, mate. Lee Norman, what a player.
Yeah.
Thanks, I missed them. We'll look them up.
Cool. We got there.
Nice. We
got there. Well done, everyone. We made it. We survived. We've seen off another week. I hope you enjoyed that. As always, I always look forward to Wednesday nights.
I do too.
Our little gathering of musicality, tech, and stuff.
The only thing for me is that Wednesday nights are a beer free. Are normally a beer free night for me, or a booze free night for me. I would say, and Friday or Thursday is the new Friday as far as I'm concerned. So almost like, that's a question I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Are we doing this at the right time? Should we be doing like that pedal show does their show? I think it goes out at 5 o'clock. Would that be a better time to do this?
5 o'clock would be a challenge for me, if I'm honest.
Would it? Okay.
8 o'clock works quite well for me normally.
Oh, okay.
Normally, when it's not school holidays and my little ones haven't been at holiday club all day, I think they're actually still awake.
Yeah, that's why it's school holidays, isn't it? Well, it'd be interesting. I wonder if I could do I used to do like a Friday 5 o'clock thing.
Which is why on Friday I would normally chime into your thing and go, just be a watching punter.
Yeah. Maybe I should do that again. Well, yeah. Let us know. People, if that's
Matt says it's too early. 5 is too early.
Right, well, they are then.
Jeff Rock says no, later is better. There you go.
Oh, okay, interesting. It's funny because I know that pedal show is a very different thing because the amount of subscribers they've got, but they constantly have like 1,000 people watching.
Chris P says 5 a.m. too early, still traveling home from work.
But they are then. There we go.
8 p.m. it is. At 8 p.m. it will stay for the time being. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you to everyone who's catching up online after the event. We'll be back next week with more craziness. We need to look at what we're doing for my holiday because I'm away for 2 weeks.
Maybe we could get the other baldy in.
I think actually he's away at the minute, so yeah, maybe. Or I'm sure. Matt says that's why that pedal show sucks.
I love that pedal. Well, I like watching In and Out. I think they're great.
I got a really good vibe. So I'm looking forward to be able to do this when you come here, and we can do proper live.
That means I'll be leaving yours at 10 o'clock at night.
Well, but maybe during the day we'll do some sessions during the day and stuff.
It's a long way. My house is a long way from the flatlands.
The flatlands, definitely. Cool. Well, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you very soon. Stay safe and all that, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.